Hey you. Yeah, you. I see you're not subscribed. I'll give you a second. Are we good? Alright, cool. Hotline Miami 1 is one of the few games I'd unironically consider a masterpiece. Few games can match the level of storytelling that this game has, even with Hotline Miami's lack of voice acting. The game leaves you wondering as to what happened even when it seems you have everything figured out. Before I review this game, I'm going to quickly break down the events of the first game in chronological order. The main character Jacket is hallucinating visions of three figures in animal masks. They say he did something horrible and it started on April 3rd. He wakes up and begins to get phone calls over the course of a few months with seemingly innocent objectives while having ulterior motives. They turn out to be a front for murdering members of the Russian mafia in order to collapse the entire organization. Throughout these months, he speaks to his friend Beard, who works at a convenience store, a pizza place, a video store, and a club about the strange murders all over the city of Miami. Jacket is also able to rescue a woman from one of his missions, who he then nurses back to health. After one mission, Jacket receives a phone call from inside one of his job sites telling him to go to a phone company building to deal with a prank caller. He goes to the building, kills the man in the biker helmet, and leaves. One day after returning from a mission, he is shot by an intruder and speaks to the masked people for the third time. And the man in the chicken mask explains that Jacket was injured and his perception of reality was skewed, hence why he was seeing the corpses of people he'd killed and his friend Beard was replaced by a bald man named Richter. Jacket then wakes up in a hospital bed and has to escape in order to exact revenge. He escapes and gets to the police station where Richter is being held. Canonically, Jacket spares him and tracks down the leader of the Russian mafia and kills him as well as the Godfather. Jacket then takes a picture out of his pocket and tosses it into the wind. But we aren't done yet. The man in the biker helmet, the guy who got golfed, is attempting to track down the people who keep calling him on the phone. He kills his way to the phone company building, kills the manager and hacks into the computer, then enters Jacket. This time, the biker kills Jacket, so it is unknown whether he or Jacket actually died during the encounter. He then uses the address he hacked to track down the phone callers, and whether or not the player solved the secret puzzle, the phone calling is revealed to be an experiment set up by an organization called 50 Blessings, which poses to be a peaceful organization while actually trying to destabilize the Soviet-American relations. The biker then either kills or spares them and leaves Miami on his bike. So what did I think of the game? I liked it a lot. The game messes with your sense of order since some of it is out of chronological sequence in order to fit the narrative. This works well because after piecing together what happened and in what order, the game becomes even more fun to play. But we haven't even gotten to the best part of this game, the combat. The combat in this game is crazy. It's flashy, gory, and most importantly, satisfying. Enemies die in one or two hits, setting the stage for fast-paced gameplay. You can hit people with a door to knock them out. You can do crazy finishers depending on what weapon you have on hand. If you get a sword or a machete, you can literally chop people in half. There's so many ways to wreak havoc, and I haven't even mentioned the masks. Each mask in this game represents a different animal and gives the player a different ability when they wear it. These masks are hidden around the levels, and they're pretty easy to find. My personal favorite is the Tiger Mask, which allows you to kill enemies with a single punch. Another good one is the Wolf Mask, which gives you a knife and allows you to quietly murder your enemies with no consequences like a certain former NFL player. But they pale in comparison to the ultimate form of weaponry, the Horse Mask. This turns your pathetic wooden doors into illegal WMDs banned in almost every country. Watch as your enemies go from being jostled by a 2-inch thick mahogany door to being splattered across the floor by the force of 1,000 suns. Truly a horse to be reckoned with. There are plenty of weapons at your disposal, ranging from a bat up to an assault rifle. The weapons are pretty standard, with throwables, melee, and obviously guns to choose from. Any weapon can be used for almost any situation. Like usually, if you had a man with a shotgun versus a man with a knife, the man with the shotgun would win. You'd be wrong. But as well as weapons, the level design is compact, but it doesn't feel too constricted or claustrophobic to where it's uncomfortable. It allows for either more aggressive or stealthy playstyles to fit your own personal preferences. The levels look nice too, with creative designs for the layout and subtle details for a better environment to look at. This gives it the nice feel of the 80s setting, which is the time period it takes place in. But one of the things that stands out the most besides combat in this game is the music. To put it simply, the tracks in this game are great. A lot of times, these songs simply add to the background or become extra noise since you'll probably be dying too much to hear it. But listening to those iconic tracks like Hydrogen or Horse Steppin', they sound so different than in-game. Let's listen to a bit of one. Oh, would you look at that. The only real critique I have for this game is the AI. The AI is really inconsistent, and sometimes that can affect how you play. For example, you'll shoot and one of the furthest enemies away will hear you, while the others will simply ignore it. Sometimes the enemy will see you across the room and snipe you with such accuracy you'd think they were using cheat engine. And other times they'll walk right by you, give you a firm handshake, and send you on your way. But it's a game from 2012, so what are you gonna do? Overall, Hotline Miami is a joy to play, has a captivating story, and I'd consider it one of my new favorites. Hey guys, Rogue here. This year has been meh, but I wanted to say thanks. I've gained almost 60 subs since last December, which is huge for me. Thanks for all the support, and I hope you stick around for next year. See ya.